Ed and Lorraine Warren were renowned paranormal investigators whose cases have become some of the most disturbing and famous in the world. With Ed as a demonologist and Lorraine as a clairvoyant and medium, the Warrens spent decades exploring the dark and mysterious corners of the supernatural. Their investigations have inspired numerous books, documentaries, and films, solidifying their legacy as pioneers in the field of paranormal research. In this video, we delve into some of the most chilling cases they investigated, each revealing a glimpse into the unknown and the terrifying. The Amityville Horror. In 1975, the Lutz family moved into a house in Amityville, New York, where a year earlier Ronald D. Feo Jr. had brutally murdered 6 members of his family. Soon after moving in, the Lutzes experienced terrifying paranormal activity, including strange odors, cold spots, and disembodied voices. Desperate for help, they contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, who conducted an investigation and reported encountering powerful demonic forces within the house. The Warrens described it as one of the most intense hauntings they had ever encountered. This case inspired the famous book and film series The Amityville Horror, cementing its place as one of the most disturbing paranormal investigations in history. The Enfield Poltergeist. In 1977, the Hodgson family in Enfield, England, began experiencing disturbing paranormal activity in their home, including furniture moving on its own, knocking sounds, and the manifestation of strange voices. The event centered around 2 young sisters, Janet and Margaret. The phenomena attracted significant media attention, and the Warrens were called in to investigate. Ed and Lorraine Warren concluded that the house was haunted by a powerful poltergeist and possibly demonic entities. Their findings and experiences, along with those of other investigators, were later dramatized in the film The Conjuring 2, making the Enfield poltergeist one of the most well-known and chilling paranormal cases in history. Annabelle the Doll. Annabelle is a seemingly innocent Raggedy Ann doll that is believed to be possessed by a malevolent spirit. The doll came into the possession of 2 young nurses in the 1970s, who reported disturbing incidents such as the doll moving on its own, writing messages, and even causing physical harm. Ed and Lorraine Warren were called in to investigate and determined that the doll was inhabited by a demonic entity. They took Annabelle to their occult museum for safekeeping, where it remains in a locked glass case, regularly blessed by a priest. The chilling story of Annabelle inspired a series of horror films, cementing its status as one of the most disturbing cases investigated by the Warrens. The Peron family haunting. In 1971, the Peron family moved into a farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, and soon began experiencing terrifying supernatural phenomena. They reported strange noises, foul odors, and sightings of apparitions. The disturbances escalated to physical attacks on family members. Ed and Lorraine Warren were called to investigate and discovered that the house was cursed by the spirit of a witch named Bathsheba Sherman. The Warrens' investigation and efforts to help the family were later depicted in the film The Conjuring, making the Peron family haunting one of their most famous and disturbing cases. The Smurl haunting. The Smurl haunting occurred in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, where the Smurl family experienced years of terrifying paranormal activity, including foul odors, disturbing noises, physical assaults, and apparitions. The Warrens were called to investigate in the mid-1980s and concluded that the house was plagued by a powerful demon. Their investigation revealed a series of disturbing incidents that tormented the family. The case drew significant media attention and was later depicted in the book and film The Haunted, marking it as one of the Warrens' most disturbing and well-documented investigations. The Demon Murder Case. In 1981, Arnshine Johnson was accused of murdering his landlord in Brookfield, Connecticut, in what became known as the Demon Murder Case. Johnson claimed he was possessed by a demon at the time of the murder, a defense supported by Ed and Lorraine Warren, who had been investigating the demonic possession of a young boy, David Glatzel, in the same household. The Warrens asserted that Johnson's actions were influenced by demonic forces, marking the first time in U.S. history that a defense of demonic possession was used in a murder trial. This chilling case inspired the film The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It, highlighting its place as one of the most disturbing cases investigated by the Warrens. The Snedeker House. In 1986, the Snedeker family moved into a former funeral home in Southend, Connecticut, and soon experienced disturbing paranormal activity, including sightings of apparitions, strange odors, and physical attacks. Ed and Lorraine Warren were called to investigate and discovered that the house was infested with multiple spirits and demonic entities. Their investigation revealed a history of necromancy and unspeakable acts committed in the funeral home. The terrifying events experienced by the Snedeker family were later dramatized in the film The Haunting in Connecticut, making this one of the Warrens' most chilling and well-known cases. The Southend werewolf. In the late 1980s, Bill Ramsey from Southend, England, exhibited strange, violent behavior and claimed to be possessed by a werewolf spirit. He experienced episodes where he would growl, snap his teeth, and exhibit superhuman strength, attacking people uncontrollably. The Warrens were called to investigate and concluded that Ramsey was under demonic possession. They performed an exorcism with the help of a local bishop, during which Ramsey's violent manifestations were reportedly subdued. This unusual case, involving elements of lycanthropy and demonic possession, remains one of the most bizarre and disturbing investigations undertaken by Ed and Lorraine Warren. The White Lady of Union Cemetery. The White Lady is a ghostly figure said to haunt Union Cemetery in Easton, Connecticut, one of the most famous haunted locations investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren. The apparition, often described as a woman in a long white dress, has been seen by numerous witnesses, sometimes appearing in the middle of the road and causing drivers to swerve. The Warrens conducted extensive investigations at the cemetery, capturing photographic and video evidence of the White Lady. Lorraine Warren claimed to have communicated with the spirit, describing her as a tragic figure searching for her lost child. This case remains one of the most well-documented and chilling hauntings in the Warrens' extensive career. The Devil in Connecticut. The Devil in Connecticut case revolves around the possession of 11-year-old David Glatzel in 1980 in Brookfield, Connecticut. The Glatzel family experienced a series of disturbing phenomena, including violent physical attacks on David by an unseen force, grotesque visions, and drastic personality changes. The Warrens were called in to help and conducted multiple exorcisms, claiming that David was possessed by multiple demons. The case took a darker turn when Arnshine Johnson, a family friend who had challenged one of the demons to leave David and enter him, was later involved in a murder. Johnson's defense of demonic possession in his trial, with support from the Warrens, brought national attention to the case. This harrowing series of events was documented in the book The Devil in Connecticut, underscoring its significance as one of the Warrens' most controversial and chilling investigations. The Lindley Street haunting. In 1974, the Gooden family in Bridgeport, Connecticut, reported intense poltergeist activity in their modest home on Lindley Street. The disturbances included furniture moving on its own, objects being thrown, loud noises, and even a levitating refrigerator. The Warrens were called to investigate and concluded that the phenomena were caused by a malevolent spirit. The case attracted significant media attention, with police officers and firefighters witnessing the events firsthand. Despite skepticism and accusations of hoaxing, the Lindley Street haunting remains one of the most well-documented and controversial cases of paranormal activity investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's all for today's video. Thank you for joining us on this journey through some of the most disturbing cases investigated by Ed and Lorraine Warren. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content.